What is happening, guys? I know it's been a long time. Got a lot of big changes that happened in my life recently, and I kind of want to jump on here and share that with you and discuss kind of what God's been showing me lately and discuss kind of the future of this channel too. So the biggest change for me is I got married recently. It happened about 2 weeks ago, and I moved my whole life from California over to North Carolina. And just leading up to that, there was just a lot of stuff that needed to be done. I actually moved twice. I moved from my house into my parents' house just because I didn't want to pay rent for the following month. And then I moved again from my parents' house out to North Carolina. Boom. Check the ring, by the way. Pow. Married, son. Okay, anyway. So I moved from my parents' house to North Carolina. And then once I was out here, it was about a week and a half, and then we got married and we went on our honeymoon. So it's just been really hectic. You know, there's been a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of planning leading up to that. There was a lot of things I needed to get done in order to move. And then there's just been a lot of stuff that we've had to do since I've been here as well. So we just got back from our honeymoon about 3 days ago, and we both kind of just jumped right back into work, back into making videos. So I want to give you guys a little update and just let you know I'm not done making videos on here. I still will be making videos, but I wanted to just jump on and share with you what God's kind of been doing over that time. So in order for me to move from California to North Carolina, there was just a lot of work that had to be done. You know, there's a lot of things I needed to sell and get rid of. I wasn't sure if I was going to sell my car, if I was going to ship my car, if I was going to drive to North Carolina, if I was going to have my car shipped out to North Carolina. I really wasn't sure. And there's just a lot of stress, you know, a lot of things I had to get taken care of, but I just saw God take care of every single one after another. You know, and when an obstacle popped up or something came in the way, God always gave me a solution. And it was always a better solution than what I had planned too. So for example, I was going to drive out to North Carolina because to pay for a container to ship all my stuff plus ship my car was just going to cost a lot of money, and I figured driving would be a lot cheaper. Now at the same time, I've been dealing with a really bad back injury for over a year now. I sprained and strained my spine. Doesn't really matter how I did it, but I have an S shape in my spine. Like from the bottom of my spine here, it curves this way, and then it goes back to the middle, and then it goes up, and then it curves to the right. So I have a literal S shape in my spine like this. And it caused me a lot of discomfort and pain, you know, and it caused me a lot of discomfort, especially when I'm sitting for long periods of time. So my plan was to drive out to North Carolina. And about a week and a half before I was supposed to drive out to North Carolina, I took a little road trip with some friends down to the lake, kind of just like a last little hangout thing, goodbye before I left. And it was about a 5-hour car ride. And if I didn't do that trip, I wouldn't have known that my back can't handle sitting for that long. That was the first time I've sat for 5 hours, right? Anything more than like 2-3 hours. So I was in pain the entire time we were on this trip. I was in pain the entire time I got back. And what that did, even though it sucked and it hurt, I feel like God allowed that so that I didn't drive out to North Carolina. Because if I would have driven for 4 or 5 days consecutively for 8-9 hours a day, whatever it takes to get out here, I would have been destroyed, right? I might not have ever been able to recover from the damage that did to my back. So God allowed me to experience a little bit of discomfort on that road trip in order to show me, hey, you need to ship your car out, right? And you need to ship your stuff out. And at the same time, I haven't been working. You know, I quit my job, and it's just been a whole lot of stuff financially that I needed to take care of in order to move. There's a lot of big bills, and I saw God just bring in the money. You know, I saw God just bring in money from family, from friends, from other resources and stuff like that, and I didn't ask for it at all. You know, I just saw God line that up for me and provide for me too. So what a loving God we have, that not only will He show us the direction we need to take, but He'll also provide the means in order for us to get there. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is during all this time, it was really easy for me to lose sight of God. You know, it was really easy in the busyness of life and getting ready to move and getting married and planning that wedding to not spend that time with God that I was spending with Him before. And I could feel that weighing on me spiritually, right? And I could feel that weighing on me mentally. And it's just so important to set aside time for God no matter how busy we are. Right? No matter what is going on in our life, even if it's 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it's going to be, because I like to spend a good solid hour plus with God a day, right? Just reading and praying in the morning. I usually spend a long time with Him. So when I didn't have that time, I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself slowly start to, I don't want to say fall off, but I felt myself sl just kind of lose those feelings and lose that intensity with God, right? But the cool thing about God is God doesn't change, right? He's not like us, where we might go through waves and we might feel really close to him and then we'll feel down. We'll feel really close to him and feel down. God's not like that. God's just like this, right? And his love for us. So that's one thing I had to understand and learn and really experience. What it doesn't matter how I feel, right? It matters about truth, and it matters about what God's been doing in my life, regardless of how much time I'm spending with him, right? God is not impressed with our religion. God is impressed with our relationship, and he just wants to know that we're a top priority, right? So when I couldn't spend as much time with him and reading and praying and everything, I just had to make sure that I was constantly thanking him for those good things, not recognizing that it was my own power that did any of it, but giving all glory to God in those things, right? You know, anytime money came in, anytime I sold something, right? I needed to sell my bed, I needed to sell my TV, I needed to sell a whole bunch of stuff. And every time I was able to sell something, that was God, right? And he made that really easy for me. He made it extremely easy to sell those things. Not once was I really stressing about it, right? He kind of just lined it up and took care of it. So even though I might not have been spending as much time with him, his love for me didn't change, right? It was still on the same plane up here, and he was still providing for me. He was still taking care of my needs, even if I wasn't spending as much time with him, right? And now that things have calmed down and I'm back, moved into North Carolina, and we're here again, now I can start really spending that time with him again. I can start really reading again and praying again like I want to, and really spending more quality time with him and drawing close to him. But just know that life is seasons, right? We're going to go through those seasons of ups and downs. We're going to go through those seasons where life's just hectic and busy, and God's love for us doesn't change. Right? It doesn't change because you spent 5 minutes reading and praying instead of an hour, right? God's not like that. We're like that, right? We're feeling based, but God's not like that. So the other things I'm learning, you know, just in marriage in general, is it's all about communication. You know, communication is so important when it comes to marriage, and this is the first and only time I'm ever going to be married. And I'm just seeing how important it is to communicate. And it's easy to communicate when you feel good, right? And those lovey-dovey feelings are there, and you're just so in love with the person, you're having a great day, and they're having a great day. It's a little bit harder when maybe one of you is not having a good day, or maybe when one of you is struggling a little bit, right? Or one of you is just not in tune with the other person's emotions that day, right? And that's where communication is really important. Now, along with communication comes killing your ego, right? Because you can communicate to somebody, but it might not be in a way that they need to be communicated to, or they like to be communicated to. So killing my ego has been really important too, right? There was a situation yesterday where my wife wanted to do something at a certain time, and instinctually I was like, no, we're going to keep doing it my time, and if you don't like it, then you can just do it on your time, right? And that's not right. As a godly man, as a man that loves my wife, I need to be sensitive to her needs, and I need to be sensitive to what she's trying to tell me, right? And if I can meet those needs and it doesn't affect me in a negative way, why shouldn't I do that, right? So I had to look at myself and be like, okay, why didn't I want to go at this time? And my only reasons were just selfish reasons, is because I liked my schedule the way it was. So I had to learn right then and there to kill my ego in order to love my wife, right? In order to communicate my wife better. So that's what I did. And you know what? It's such a small issue, it doesn't even matter, but that's how you keep a good, healthy marriage. And I'm not a pro on marriage. Obviously, I've been married for about a week, right? But I do know a lot about communication, and I do know a lot about relationships. I have developed those a lot over the years, and I have worked on those a lot over the years. So I do know what it takes in order to be in a healthy relationship. So that's another thing God showed me: communication and killing my ego when it comes to my marriage. And that's going to keep us in a healthy, loving marriage for a long time. So one thing you guys can do for me is I want to know what videos you guys want to see, right? What questions you guys have for me as far as living a Christian walk goes, or questions about God or Christianity, whatever it might be, right? Just life questions. Drop those in the comments section below. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and just let me know what you guys want to see, right? I want this channel to be beneficial to my viewers, and I want it to help them to live in a way that's pleasing to God, right? Or better understand God, so we might enjoy him more and enjoy fellowship with him more. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate all their love on the vlogs and the just the wedding in general, and just all the congratulations. And my wife's channel too. Support over there has been awesome. And for her viewers, I thank you guys for coming over and checking this channel out. And just God bless you guys. We'll see you soon.